I'm so excited though, you guys. I'm so excited to be here because I think it's really cool. A lot of, like Joan said, I mean, we have similarities and we also have differences. And I think it's really cool to kind of hear some things just from a different perspective. It's so funny because I'm talking with coaches often and I say something, but then they hear it from someone else just with a little bit of a tweak on it, and it resonates so much. So hopefully tonight I can share with you guys just some random things that I've been thinking about that have kind of just been on my heart that I've been sharing with my team as well. And hopefully have some good takeaways. But really what I want to talk about is the concept that we're not actually trying. Like, we're not trying to build this business. Like, we're taking action. So if you're on this call or you're listening to the recording, like, we're not here to kind of half-ass it. We're full-assing, okay? So I think it's important to remember that if you go into it with the mindset that you're going to kind of sort of maybe, you're going to get kind of sort of maybe results. But if you go into it with the mindset of I'm doing this, you're going to get those types of results. Does that mean that you need to turn this into a 6-figure plus business? Does that mean that this needs to be your full-time job? No. But I want to talk to you guys tonight about if you don't go in that mindset with making waves and jumping all in versus kind of dipping your toe in, you don't get the full experience regardless of what your goals are. Even if your goals are for this to be a side income and build friendships and work on your health and fitness journey, that's great, that's awesome. You're still building a business. And if you don't have the mindset that you're building a business and setting goals for yourself and working towards something, you're robbing yourself of that feeling of feeling proud of accomplishing something and moving forward, right? And moving your business forward and also just moving yourself forward as an individual. So I think that's really, really important. And a couple of things that I kind of want to talk about that are my favorite things to talk about: authenticity, number one, always, just keeping it real, which I think serves you so well in this business. Duplication, which is quite possibly the most important part about this business, to build that residual income and also build up a team of other people that are hitting their goals, right? And then I want to talk about mindset. It's a little bit of a different take. Joan did make me start meditating, and so I meditate now. I think I'm on I don't even know what day, but she made me start meditating, and I actually listened to her after she told me for months, and I was like, I'm not doing that. Weird people meditate. She was like, do it. And then all of a sudden, everything's happening that I wanted. So I was like, okay, maybe you're right. But I'm not going to talk about meditation. I'm going to talk about my version of mindset. So those are the 3 things that I want to talk to you guys about. So first of all, think about when you're excited about something, not just in terms of Beachbody or in terms of your fitness goals, but anything that you're excited. Think about the last time that you were excited about literally anything. What does that feel like? How are you speaking? What's your vocal variety like? What's your inflection like? How does that physically feel inside of you when you're excited? I know it sounds so trivial, but if you're excited about anything in this business, you need to channel that feeling as often as you can. Tap into that feeling as frequently as possible, because that's what's going to attract people to you. When you post, people can feel it, especially in social media where there's so many other network marketing companies. There's so much just garbage, and then there's so much picture perfect images everywhere with a perfect message. People want to feel your authenticity through your posts. They need to feel it in the message. Your message, what you post on social media, needs to be consistent externally with your messages and how you are on video. So I see some people that I've met on here in person that I know, Katie. I'm Katie knows that how I am on this call right now is how I am in real life. I'm going to talk the same way. I'm going to act the same way. And I think that's really important that we channel that excitement so that it is real and it is authentic, but we're also attracting people that are going to see what makes them excited about this business, right? But it's really, really, really hard to get excited if you're asking yourself the wrong questions every dang day. So for example, imagine if you are pushing for diamond, or maybe you're pushing for your first 1K week or $200 week, whatever it is, whatever your milestone is that you're pushing for. If you are asking yourself the question every single day, why am I so far away at this? Why do I suck as a coach? Why are none of my coaches ranked advancing? Why can't I attract builders? Why does no one want to work with me? This is not just put out in the universe what you want, have it attract to you, but internally ask yourself the right questions, because our brains are like computers, right? We have to answer the question that we're asking ourselves. So if you're asking yourself, why am I so awkwardly excited about my pink polka dot pants and the fact that I'm going to go invite a mad woman today? Why am I so excited that I get to help people and someone actually gives me a paycheck for this? Why am I so excited that I'm going to get to bless this opportunity that has completely changed my entire life, the trajectory of my future, and like future humans that aren't even thought of that we're eventually going to make, like those people, that has changed their lives too, right? That is powerful. And if I'm asking myself the question of why am I excited, or what am I most excited about today, my brain has to answer that question. And then we tap into that whole self-confirming bias where we've decided we're excited. We've answered the question of why we're excited for that particular day, for that particular action that we're going to take in our business. And then we're only looking for things to confirm that feeling that we have, right? So, okay, I started this day and I was like, this sounds so stupid now that I'm like explaining it out loud, but I'm putting on these pants. They're awesome pants. And I'm super excited just about life. And I'm looking for only things that are going to confirm that. I could go into my Diamond Dash group or go into my training groups and look for things that are like, oh, this person, of course, isn't responding. Of course, this person dropped the ball and they didn't follow through or blah, blah, blah. But instead, I'm literally going into my groups and I'm like, dang, these girls are freaking killing it. Like, I'm pumped. That excitement, that trickles into my entire downline. And if you don't have a big downline yet, that trickles into those people that don't even know that they're going to be coaches yet, because they see how authentic you're being on your social media. They see how authentic you are when you're sending them a voice message to invite them to a challenge group. They feel that. So you've got to learn how to be your own business and tap into that internal excitement. Maybe you don't get excited about leadership, or maybe you don't get excited about things that I get excited about, like live videos. I make all of my coaches like do a little dance party video when they sign up a new coach in our little team page thing. Maybe that doesn't make you excited, but maybe you're so ridiculously excited about nutrition and helping people like have those aha moments with nutrition and how they can nourish their bodies. Like, that doesn't really get me jazzed in the morning, so I don't channel that. But if that gets you jazzed, awesome. Figure out what your things are that get you excited in this business, because that is really going to attract those people that are going to find their thing too. And encourage your coaches. If you don't get excited about the same things that they get excited about, find what it is for them so that they can post to attract those type of people. You guys, if we're friends on Facebook, you're not going to see me posting workout videos of me working out because I'm really excited when the workout's done. So you'll see me post pictures when I'm lying on the floor and I feel like I'm dying. That's literally my life with Shift Shop right now. So, but other coaches of mine, like I have a couple of coaches that have competed in bikini competitions and they love fitness. They're just like, they love like broing out and being like, yeah, like look at my muscle. And like, they love that kind of stuff. So I'm like, girlfriend, post about that stuff, because what you post about is what you attract. So I'm going to attract the people that are on the struggle bus to be on day 15 without wine, because that's how I feel right now, right? So what I'm posting about is what I'm going to attract, and that energy really does bring those right people into your business because they're going to vibe with you, and it's going to feel so fun when you get those right people into your business. But if you're not in the right mental state that you're having fun in this business, you aren't going to attract those people. You can be a machine at inviting out the wazoo. You can invite everyone that you see on social media, everyone that you've ever talked to, but if you're not in the right mental place, your message will not resonate as much. And you've got to get yourself into the right mental place, because it's just so, so, so important. Because if you don't believe that you're going to make this happen, whatever make this happen looks like for you, whether that's make this happen for this to be something that covers your mortgage, whether that's make this happen so that you get to help 5 people lose 50 pounds this year. Whatever your make this happen is, if you don't know it, there's the first problem. You got to know it because you need to be able to visualize it. But also, if you don't actually believe that you're going to do it, you really won't do it. And that's the missing link, where it's like, I believe that our team will be a 15-star diamond team. I believe that we will hit Million Club this year. In the next year. I believe those things will happen, and they will happen, and I can visualize literally down to what I'm going to wear when it happens. I visualized, so Joan mentioned that I left Google. I left in April 2015. So I've been full-time coaching for 2 years, but been coaching for 3.5. And I visualized, since I told my team on a live team call that I was going to be leaving, I visualized my jumping picture in front of Google as if it was going to be happening the next day. And then I went and did it. And those full circle moments, create those for yourself, and really have that vision of what's it going to look like, what's it going to feel like when I hit that goal, and continue moving the ball forward as your goals change, and help your coaches do that too. Even I was just talking to a coach today, brand new coach, and I was like, she was talking about the importance of Emerald, and she had watched all of my YouTube videos, and she had all this information. And I was like, all right, homegirl, you research and you are so resourceful, and I give you mad props for that. But like, can we just peel this back for a second? Like, what's it gonna feel like when you hit Emerald? It's like, how are you gonna celebrate that milestone? Like, tell me why you even wanna go Emerald. Is it because you think that's what you need to do? What is it that's driving you? And we peeled back tons of layers while we were on this call. It was like such an awesome call because she's like, it will help me feel more credible that I can do this. And I have really big goals in this business and I need to have more confidence in myself. And I know that hitting this milestone will give me more confidence and I deserve that. And I was like, boom, that's way better. And I was like, okay. And then you're going to take your boyfriend out and you guys are going to go on a saucy date night. And what are you going to wear? And we literally picked out her outfit for her date night when she goes Emerald on Thursday. And it sounds so stupid, but it's really huge, you guys. Like, that has been a really big driver for me in planning team retreats and what I visualize. It's so important because you have to be able to believe and actually see yourself in it. Right now, I'm visualizing myself in these jeans that have literally never fit me because I accidentally bought the wrong size. So I'm like, these are going to look so dang good on me. And I'm visualizing what they're going to look like. And I'm probably going to try them on tomorrow and hope for the best. But visualizing that is so, so, so important. And here's the thing. When you're visualizing those things that you want for the future and you're creating that and you're sharing that with your team, one of the things that I've shared with my team that I've talked about before publicly is this red cutout dress that I want to wear when Sina graduates and we've paid off a substantial amount of student loan debt. And I have coaches that are 5 lines down from me and that will send me pictures of girls that they see when they're out on the town in red cutout dresses because they know that's my vision. That is so powerful because people want to do this with people that have vision and can paint the picture for them of what they want too. Like, that is so freaking powerful, you guys. That is the secret sauce. Is, of course, we're going to talk about consistency and duplication, but that is the secret sauce, you guys. If you believe it, it will happen because you can actually visualize yourself in that role. Understanding that you are not the person yet that is in that role. So for example, our team is not a 15-star diamond team yet. Like Joan and I have talked about this a million times. We've both personally sponsored tons of diamonds, but we are both, neither one of us are leading 15-star diamond teams yet. But I know that right now, today, I am not the person that's capable of leading in the way that I want to lead a 15-star diamond team. But I believe with every morsel of me that as I'm getting there, I'm becoming that person. So letting that space between where you want to go and where you currently are inspire you rather than totally let you self-deprecate and let you come up with all of these excuses and these fear gremlins that tell you, oh, well, if I pretend like I don't care that much and then like, something comes up, it's not that big of a deal because I won't get hurt as badly if I don't put out there that I really care about this. That I really have a big goal. If I don't visualize something really big or really important and significant to me, and then I kind of slack in my business, it won't hurt as badly. You don't want to go into that with this mindset. Go into this balls to the wall in terms of this is what I want and I'm going to go get it, right? I think that's just so, so, so important. Understanding that you have to fall in love with the process, not just what the process produces. So you have that mindset, that long-term mindset. You visualize where you want to go. You know that you're going to get there. You believe in yourself because you're doing personal development that makes sense to you, right? Don't just read what every other coach is telling you to read. What is your problem? Are you scared to be a leader? Go read leadership books. Are you scared to invite? Go read like network marketing type books. Like read those pull the Band-Aid off books. Do you think that you don't deserve it? Do you have problems with money in terms of like, how do I actually make money in this business? Go read The Go-Giver, right? Be strategic about what you're pumping into your brain that you need because you need that belief and conviction because more people are going to want to jump on board your train when you tell them that it's leaving, whether it's going to full-time town, I don't know, I just made that up, but whether it's going that direction for this to be a 6-figure business, it doesn't matter what the end goal is. It matters that you have conviction that you're getting to where you want to go. Whether that's full-time or not, it really doesn't matter. A lot of times people think that that's what it has to be. That's not everyone's first goal. Your first goal is whatever you decide is important to you that you can visualize. And remembering, you guys, this part, like I talk about this all the time with my team. It is, what is going to make you capable to be the person that is leading the diamond team, that is doing the team calls, that is the 10-star diamond coach, or whatever it is that your goals are? What's going to make you capable to do that? All of the action steps that you have to do to get there. If you're scared of inviting, the best way to get unscared of inviting is literally to invite. You can have scripts upon scripts. I've seen your guys' scripts and resources. You guys have incredible resources. So of course it's never going to be a lack of resources. It's always going to be a lack of resourcefulness. But here's the thing. You guys have to just do it, right? I tell myself this all the time. So I'm not like trying to preach on you because I tell myself that too. I'm like, oh, you feel like you're inadequate? Well, maybe you should go do something. Because that action breeds so much confidence. And we're all walking around with our little pails and we're putting confidence deposits into our bucket, into our bucket, into our bucket. And then everything gets easier. Here's the thing. And maybe it seemed like I'm super bubbly and confident, which I am, definitely. But you guys, the night before I posted my first challenge group announcement, I cried to one of my girlfriends because I was so scared to post it on social media. That was 3.5 years ago. And I could literally give two craps about posting on social media now. But what got me there, it wasn't just personal development and watching training videos. It was posting and being like, oh, that didn't work. Posting, oh, that didn't work. And every time it didn't work, understanding that instead of thinking that I suck, understanding, wow, I am learning how to be an entrepreneur. And I'll share with you guys this. So Joan mentioned that my boyfriend, Sina, is a full-time student at NYU Dental. He's actually just wrapping up his 3rd year, going into his 4th year, so we're super pumped. That program is $77,000 a year just for tuition, okay? And obviously we live in downtown New York City. So I'm sharing this because it's really crazy. He was on a team call and he was talking actually, and he was like, you know what's really interesting is I'm paying over $300,000 just in tuition to go learn something, to go then do a job, which is super awesome. And he's super excited about it. And it's a great career path for him. So we're not knocking dentistry, but he's like, I'm paying $300,000. You're 3.5 years into this. I'm 3.5 years into this business. And he's like, what did it cost us? It literally is, I've grown into an entrepreneur as I'm going, and we haven't paid for that. Isn't that crazy? Like, when you really think about that, if you got a 4-year degree or you went and got your master's degree or you're in a graduate program, you're paying tons of money. Lizzie agrees. Did you hear her? She's barked. She's like, yeah, girl, I agree. But you're paying tons of money to get that degree, yet at the end of it, the income that he's earning is half of what we earn with Beachbody. You know, and Beachbody isn't guaranteeing any level of success, blah, blah, all that, whatever. But honestly, you guys, it's really crazy to think about. If you gave yourself 4 years and decided that I'm just going to learn how to be an entrepreneur, you're going to get a degree in entrepreneurship and you're not going to pay a dime. Isn't that crazy? You're literally going to just grow as a person and learn as you go. And you don't have to pay $300,000 to do that. It's absolutely incredible. And those skill sets are still applicable to any other thing that you're doing in your life. They make you a better human. They make you a better wife or husband or girlfriend or mom or whatever your roles are. Like, that's pretty powerful. And I think sometimes we forget because we're just investing our time. We're not investing thousands and thousands of dollars that we're just throwing, hoping that this works out. This is not a brick and mortar business where you're paying thousands of dollars, because I bet you if it was, we would all treat it way differently. So when Timmy's soccer practice comes up, I don't know if there's any Timmy's, but like, you know, when the soccer practice comes up and you're like, crap, I got home late, I'm just not going to do it. If you had $100,000 or like Sina and I, $300,000, Sina's studying for his finals right now because we have $300,000 we're putting into him getting his education. You best believe you better study for his finals, right? And if you had that conviction for your own business and saw it, that opportunity, you would invest so much more into it, right? It's crazy if we just change our mindset that we're like, oh, like I had a crazy day. Oh, it's so stressful. It's like, dude, you're not even paying money to do this. You're learning as you go. And you have all these resources and people that are willing to help you. If this is where you want to go, you're going to get more confident as you learn, right? So give yourself that grace, because there are so many times that I get questions. Like, so we have 2,000 coaches on our team, 2,200 coaches on our team. And a new coach signs up and they're like a lot of lines down from me, and they ask me a question or they post something, they tag me in our team page. And I'm like, I have no idea what that answer is. So I tell them Coach FAQ, obviously, or I tell them Google, my best friend. But also I'm like, you know what? That's pretty awesome that we can build up a community and build up a business. And I don't know it all, and I never will. So give yourself that grace too, girl. Like, or guy, sorry, I'm so used to saying girl, but give yourself that grace that you are never going to know it all. But don't let what you don't know paralyze you, because you have no idea what could come from this. And here's the thing. One more little random tidbit that I've been thinking about. One of my coaches, her name's Brittany Crosby, If you guys listen to the I Am Team Beachbody podcast, she was just on there. You should listen to her episode. I bawled my eyes out on the plane next to a giant man that was sleeping on my shoulder, but that's beside the point. Her story, she is 27 years old and literally had a six-pack, best shape of her life, got diagnosed with stage 3 ovarian cancer. Mind blown. Thankfully, she had left the teaching world where she was a PE teacher, and she had left because she had surpassed her income with Beachbody, so she doesn't have to be around 300 kids every day when she's going through chemotherapy, and she gets to be present, and she's still making income even when she's going through chemo, substantial income that can pay for her mortgage and beyond, right? And besides all of the income, it's now she has a platform to share her story and share the importance of health. She literally credits her health to giving her the ability to go through the really, really hard chemo, the extreme, I don't know the name of it, the extreme chemo version that they don't normally give to people straight after surgery. She was able to do that because she was so strong. So think about all of the other reasons besides just your rank goals, besides just your income goals, that comes from you staying consistent, rooted in this community and rooting in yourself and your own journey. Those are all the things we have to do as coaches anyway, right? Why not do them at full speed? Because you just do not know what could happen. So maybe your goal isn't for this to be full-time, like I've said a bazillion times. But what if you had this side residual income that if something went wrong, what if your company did massive layoffs and you're like, holy crap, that just happened to one of my coaches who had this awesome marketing job, top of the food chain, marketing senior manager. All of a sudden her entire, a contract fell through and their entire department got laid off. And she's 29 years old. And she's like, I am not gonna have a job in 2 weeks and I live in downtown New York City. I'm not willing to not have side something. Yes, I do this full time, but there's so many coaches on my team that are like, I literally am not willing to risk not having side income, right? Not having that extra piece that can support me in case something went wrong. So there's a lot of other reasons that you can think of how this opportunity, while you're serving others, you can serve you. And don't be afraid to think of those things because it's not selfish, because what it does is it shows people what are other opportunities for them, right? Those are other opportunities for other people to use this to benefit them and serve them in their life. And I think that's a really powerful message that if you really get rooted in being selfish for a second and being like, okay, I want to help people. If you don't want to help people, I recommend you quit, literally right now. Just put your cancellation form in because you're going to suck as a coach if you don't want to help people. We all want to help people. You guys are amazing people. You guys are an amazing team. Obviously, you want to help people. So that's not enough. You have to have a couple of selfish reasons. You've got to have those reasons that are I want extra income for my family. I want extra income to go on date nights because my marriage is so strained. I'm really scared of what it's going to be like if I don't get quality time and pay for a sitter. Whatever that looks like for you. I don't know what your story is, but get really honest with yourself and understand that if you don't have a selfish reason, it's going to be really hard for you to show up when it's really convenient not to. It is so damn easy to not show up in this business, and it's really damn easy to show up. You get to choose. The reason why I think I've had so much fun in this business while I've been building it, I found so much joy in the journey and I've found so much joy in the process is because I'm having fun and I'm staying consistent in a way that works for every season. You will not see me not show up because I'm willing to adjust my goals accordingly to the season that I'm in my life, but I will never not show up, ever. I will never not hit Success Club, ever. I will never not post once on social media, ever. I just won't not show up. And so if you can get that kind of conviction, your business is going to totally change, right? If you can just decide that little tiny click, and it has to be rooted in something selfish, because I have a lot of amazing things that I want to do with this business for other people. That is a huge driver for me in this business. My team, my family, what I want to do for the mankind. Honestly, there's so many crazy things that Sienna and I talk about that we want to do in the future with this business. But I also have selfish reasons that I show up for goals that I have for myself, that I want our future kids to look at me and be like, Mom, holy crap, you blew that thing up. Maybe they won't say that, but those are those selfish things that I think are so important to make sure that you know for yourself, because that will keep you showing up even when it's not convenient. Random tangent. Other thing I want to talk about. I told you this is going to be just a grab bag. These are just random things that are popping into my mind. Content on social media. A lot of times I've done a lot of calls for people about inviting through social media or posting on social media. Here's the thing. If you want this to be a business of any kind, you have to have a game plan. And if you don't have a game plan, expect that you're not going to get the results that you want, right? You wing it, you get winging it results. Totally fine if you're in it to wing it. But if you want to build a substantial income or a substantial business that can add to your family's income or can create a team needs to be able to duplicate what you're doing, which is why Joan is such an incredible leader, because she gives all of her freaking resources. She sends them to me all the time. I'm like, I don't even know where to put this stuff. Like, all this is so good. So remember that if you can't tell your coaches what you're doing, it's going to be really hard for them to do it too. And the first, so I started coaching in January 2014. I ran my first group. I actually went diamond 6 weeks after I started my first group, just because I was really excited. And I was word vomiting all over everyone. And I was just like, you would love this too. And I invited that way, using my newness. But I did not know how to build this business until I had been a coach for about 6 or 7 months. I didn't know how to duplicate it. I was able to hit Success Club 10 to 20, and I was able to sign up coaches and go diamond. And I had a couple coaches that were building by the end of that 6 months. But I didn't know how to teach them what I was doing because I was YOLOing so hard. I'd word vomit. I would do all this random stuff. I'd post whatever I thought about that morning. I'd type it out in my car, and then I'd go into work. And it wasn't duplicatable. I had literally no structure. So when you find what works for you, you don't have to know it all, but find what works for you and then teach that to your coaches. So for me, what works for me is I picked 5 to 7 topics. If we are friends on Facebook, you're going to see my secret, which is literally that I rotate through my topics. So I talk about relationships, I talk about my dog, I talk about my workouts, I talk about New York City, I talk about coach life, I talk about female empowerment, and I talk about travel. And that's literally all I talk about. And shift shop right now, right? I mean, did I say fitness? I don't know. But I rotate through those things. That's all I do. I have those areas. So how easy is it when I get a brand new coach and their biggest fear is social media? That's often a really common fear for people. And I'm like, oh girl, let's pick 5 to 7 topics and let's just rotate through them. Monday, you can post about this. Monday night, you can post about this. Tuesday, and I give them this plan that's like, oh, these are the topics that I picked. Here, you pick 5 to 7 and you go get it, girl. How awesome is that for that coach versus the first 6 months when a coach signed up with me and I was like, oh, just have fun. It's going to be awesome. That's not duplicatable. No one knows what to do. They're like, okay, you're really excited. That's awesome. Why do you have so much energy at 10 p.m.? But I'm like, now I can give them a plan and I can say, here you go, do this. This will help you make it your own, right? So every time that you're thinking about things, another thing that I do with my coaches that really helps them is I share screenshots. I want my coaches to know that I am in the trenches with them. I share screenshots of invites. I cut the person's name off, but I'm like, this worked well for me. This didn't work well for me. This totally bombed. Here's what I would have said, but instead I word vomited. I'm so just in the trenches saying what's happening. And don't ever think that you have to be perfect at anything because you will never be perfect. I've just accepted that. I'm totally going to screw up. Sometimes I post stuff in my team page. It's like, happy Monday on the graphic, and it's Wednesday. And then I can just comment below. I'm like, pretend that says Monday. Let's all visualize, and that's okay because people love you for who you are, but sharing what works for you. In addition to the social media thing, if you're not attracting business builders, you're not talking about the business. That's it, right? Or you're not inviting. But also, you got to talk about the business. What do you even do as a coach? I have so many people that ask me what I do, and I'm like, I'm not talking about the business enough in terms of what I actually do. I tell people all the time, you need to have a business story, you need to have a fitness story, you need to have a Shakeology story. And those 3 stories need to be shared often, so often. I talk about my business story at least once a week in a different way. I don't say the same post every single time, but I talk about my business story in terms of discount, apprehensive discount coach turned, okay, maybe I could build this, turned, okay, now I'm going to go all in. That's my business story, right? Your business story, it's only one story. It's how you started and how you got here and all of those fears that you had before you actually started. That is your business story. You've got to tell that every single week. Honestly, just incorporate it into your game plan. Shakeology. I don't get a lot of people that ask me about ingredients in Shakeology, period, ever. The reason is because I don't post about ingredients in Shakeology. I post about why I like Shakeology, which is it's convenient and it tastes good. That's it. That's literally why I like Shakeology. And that's why I bought Shakeology, because I looked at the ingredients and I was like, no aspartame, no fillers, no soy. Okay, if it tastes kind of good, I'm gonna drink it for the rest of my life. That's how I signed up as a coach. So that's how my coaches are gonna sign up. Majority of the time, they're gonna have the same type of Shakeology story. My fitness story. I've always been the girl that's been a party girl. I was a party girl. And my health and fitness was on the back burner. I'm social. I would rather go to happy hour than go to Pilates reformer class. Like, that's just who I am, okay? So that is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about my story, my fitness story, which is, wait a second, I think I'm actually the person that can have the six pack. Like, I'm the person that is the strong girl, that is the fit girl. I can be the fit girl and the party girl. That's my fitness story, and I share that all the freaking time. And I cannot even tell you how many people reach out to me because they resonate with that story, because they were the party girl, or they're the girl that likes happier, that all of a sudden is like, wait a second, I'm not as happy as I could be with myself, and I want to start working on my fitness game, right? So don't be afraid to share what your fitness story is that got you into this business, what your business story was that got you into this business, because that's what people are going to resonate with, especially if you've been here for a year or 2 years or 3 years. While you're here now, and I had a second in my business where I had to kind of reevaluate this, because why I'm here now is so different than why I started. And most of the time, I sign up my coaches, my rockstar Star Diamond coaches, they're from challenge groups because they're advocates of the products. Sometimes they start out as a discount coach and they go into a challenge group, and then they become a business builder because they're advocates of the programs and the products. But they are attracted because they're the happy hour girls that are trying to work on their fitness because their corporate hustling, ladder climbing job is stressing them out, and they want to pull the hair out of their head, and they want to start taking care of themselves. That's what plugs them in. They are not attracted necessarily to the whole lifestyle by design thing. They don't understand the fact that I've tripled my income since Google. That's mind-boggling to them, and it doesn't make sense. And if I think about it, my upline coach was pushing for a 15-star when I started coaching. And I was like, oh, if I go diamond, will I be one of your 15? Like, don't tell me if I'm number 16, because that will really demotivate me. And I was number 14, if anyone's wondering. And I was like, weird, like, what is this? And one time she shared her income, and I was like, I remember I was blow drying my hair, and she had her first $8,000 week. And I texted Sina, we didn't live together at the time, and I was like, wait, this girl's like a stay-at-home mom, and she made $8,000. And I'm like, blow drying my hair, like, this business is crazy. These people are insane. I had no idea what was possible, right? So why would I expect that a coach prospect, like someone who's never been in a challenge group, who's never been in my team page, has any idea what's possible with this business? And I was leading too much with that lifestyle by design. You have to lead with who you were when you started coaching, when you started your first challenge group. That is the message that's going to attract those people that are going to vibe so hard with you, and they're going to come into your challenge group, and you're going to be like, where have you been all my life? Because you're exactly how I was when I first started, right? If you're so drastically different that like that picture is like way too far, then maybe pick like a middle point. You don't want to attract someone that like has all this like negative mindset or all this crazy stuff if you had that before. But like the basic principles of what attracted you into this business, and remembering people need to hear your business story because they can't see where you're at now and resonate with that as much, right? So don't be afraid to do that. One more thing that I've been thinking about a lot with posting, I told you this was going to be random, and then I'll stop and you can ask questions or whatever. With personal development and workouts, if you are doing personal development and you're working out, I actually do not know how you don't have Facebook content. Like, if you're doing those two things, there's literally no way that if your brain is not working during personal development, you're listening to the wrong thing. Because that's where I get most of my content, is like random things that I think about while I'm doing personal development, where I'm like, oh, and then I just jot it down into my phone, and then I develop it into a post later. Or when I'm doing my workouts, I'm thinking about why am I on the struggle bus today? Like, what is killing me right now in this workout? Oh, it's the fact that Sina is talking about how his pants are falling off because he's lost so much weight, and guys lose weight so much faster than girls, and that pisses me off. So I'm going to pick up my weight harder. Like, whatever it is, that's the real talk that is going through my brain. So that's going to be turning into my post content. So point of all of this, don't overcomplicate it. Because if you overcomplicate this business and you realize that all it is literally like hit Success Club and then like help your coaches hit Success Club. That's actually all you do. And then you go Emerald over and over and over and over again. It just is called something different. Like, you're going Emerald, and then like the coach that I was talking to today, like all you're going to do is go Emerald and hit Success Club. And then next month, it doesn't sound glamorous, but it's still going to be really fun because it's going to feel different, but you're going to go Emerald again. And then you're going to hit Success Club again. And that's how it's going to build. And you're going to do that month after month after month. And that's what I've been doing for 3.5 years to get to this point. And it doesn't sound glamorous, but think how simple that is. Like Emerald over and over and over again. Sweet. Okay. Success Club over and over again. Okay, sweet. That's simple. And then you just teach your coaches that. That's literally all you do. All this extra fluffy stuff we get caught up in, right? We get worried, like, does my graphic look pretty? And like, Joan is your upline. She has sent me some graphics that have blown my mind. And I'm like, I don't even know how to do this. I need to hire someone to make stuff to send back to you because I can't even figure out how to do that. But honestly, keep it simple. Stay true to yourself because that is what people are going to be attracted to. You know, be you and have fun. Think of what makes you excited in this business. Pour that into people, and like attracts like, and you will attract those business builders. You're attracting those people that are going to get you where you want to go, and they're going to go to where they want to go right alongside of you. And this is going to be crazy. And you're going to be loving the process, not just what the process produces. And you're going to be like doing high kicks all the time. And it's going to be freaking awesome. I don't know. I'm in a really weird mood. I could talk forever. So if you guys have questions, I'm here to answer questions or whatever you guys want. I don't even know what I just said. I was just like,
can you do a high kick for us in your pink pants?
Duh.
Wait. Now you have to do it one more time while I screenshot it. Wait. Hold. All right. Now, good.
That was pretty, I feel pretty flexible right now.
See, that's another thing is like this business should be fun. I mean, like honestly, it should be fun. When it's fun, that's when you have joy surrounding it, and that joy attracts people to you. Like, don't take yourself too freaking seriously. Like, we're talking about like doing good things. We're talking about changing people's lives and helping them get healthy and fit and happy and like making more money and changing our own lives and creating freedom. Like that shit's fun. Like you can get behind that. And, you know, like I love that you can get creative too, but you also can keep it super simple. Like, so if you're not a creative person, don't worry about it.
It's fine for me. Like not being creative. I'm really not creative. Like, at all.
I have my moments where like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm on point with my posts this week. And then I'm like, what the hell do I post about? Like, how have I built my business this far? I have no idea what to talk about.
Your Photoshop, that I don't even, just drop the mic because your Photoshop is too good. I can't do it. Anyways, any questions or anything I can help with?
Yeah. Anybody have questions for Kacia? No? You good? You shy? What is your go-to? Your go-to what?
Oh, Kat, hi.
Kat, where are you? What's your go-to? Oh, PD for book for mindset.
I'm reading I'm That Girl, which is an actual book. And I love it so much. So I would actually recommend that. And it's kind of fun sometimes to have an actual book. But I do love Audible. I target Audible to what I'm like thinking about at the time. Mastering Your Inner Mean Girl is like huge on our team right now because she's British too. So if you like want to wake up in the morning and be like her voice is really fun to listen to.
Wait, what the heck is it called? Mastering Your Inner Mean Girl?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Katie, so work full time. What was your schedule like when you were working full time? So my schedule when I was working full time. So, okay. When I decided that I was going to make this, so I had two schedules. One was when I first started and I was like dinking around kind of like as a hobby where I just really worked whenever I felt like it, you know, and that was fine. And I was able to hit Success Club 10 and I was able to go diamond, but I wasn't able to duplicate it because I didn't know what to tell people that I was doing, right? So that was the first 6 months of my business. And then we went to Summit and I was like, whoa, this could be huge. So decided to really go gung-ho. And my gung-ho version was I want to make this into a full-time income so that I can do this full-time eventually. Not because I didn't like my job. Actually, I loved my job. But because I saw that I could like work anywhere with Wi-Fi and never wear a pencil skirt again, I was like, done. So what I did is in the morning I'd wake up and for the first 45 minutes now I meditate, but I didn't do that. The first 45 minutes I would check in stuff from the night before and then I would have a hard stop at 6:30 and I would do my workout. And then I would take a shower, and while I was blow drying my hair, I would do Instagram. I'd post on Instagram and check into my challenge groups because I can't tell, but I have a lot of hair. So that takes me a while. On my commute, I would listen to personal development, and I took the subway. So I did have an advantage that I could like jot down notes in my phone because the Wi-Fi was spotty. I'd have a post that I pre-writ out that I would post in the morning, and then I would put my phone away. You guys, I actually didn't work on my business at work because my job was like crazy. So in the bathroom, like if I was like going to the bathroom, I'd like answer a message and bring my phone, but I really didn't do much business building during work. The thing that really helped me prepare for that part was at 9 p.m. on Sundays. We do this still. Sina and I would sit down and we would map out our weeks together. And we'd be like, okay, what do you have for school? What do I have for work? What social commitments do we have? What blocks of time can I block to work out on my business? And what blocks of time can I work for us to have date night and be completely unplugged? Because I did this business with like blinders on to what I was doing at that given time, right? So like I definitely had date nights and definitely was unplugged, but I definitely hustled and didn't talk to anyone when I was in the zone. So I was very good at compartmentalizing because I was really proactive. So I would sit down and be like, okay, from this time to this time, we're going to do date night unplugged. And then from this time to this time, I'm working. And then sometimes I would be up so late at night doing invites or doing messages. I remember one particular time when I was up and I was just following up with people and I was so excited. Like I wasn't mad to be working on this. I was so passionate about this that drove me. But Sina was going to bed because he had like class early in the morning. And I was started crying and I was like, I just wish I could stay up later and like work on this. Like, I love this. And I was like, I hope that this works out. And he was like, Kacia, you are pushing a giant, all coaches on our team use this analogy. It's like the Cena analogy, but he's like, you're pushing a giant monster truck tire up a hill right now. It is going to feel hard. Like if you stop this momentum, you are going to be so pissed when that thing rolls you back over again, inch by inch, little by little, you're doing this. Like it's actually happening. But when you get to the top, you're still going to have bumps, but it's going to be a little bit more like this rather than feeling like this. That first part, it's such a different length of time for everyone. The thing that you can do to expedite it is put your like foot to the floor, right, on the gas pedal. If you push really, really hard, you're going to get up a little bit faster, which shortens that span. So that's really advantageous if you have big goals. If you go balls to the wall and you're like, I'm committed for a season, which is like what Joan did in her business, where she went balls to the wall and got that tire up faster. She did it faster than I did because I did do a lot of those unplugged. I needed that to stay balanced and feel like my mindset was right. So I did do that, but I still never missed a day. And I still, hit Success Club 10 to 20 and like did my stuff, right? And got all of my coaches to hit Success Club too. Like I was very focused on that. But you've got to figure out like that time frame to getting that monster truck tire up the hill so that this feels a little bit easier. It's never going to be easy, which is why I love it because you're always going to grow, but it does get easier once you've gotten to the point where like you have more time that you can focus on like what is it that really drives me in this business. So when you're working full time, having that game plan that you map out like with your significant other of like, this is when I'm working, this is when I'm not working, and during this time frame, am I doing business building activities or am I doing business related activities? And if you're talking to all of your best friends on the team, which there's coaches on our team that I'm like, dude, you need to like chill out because you can't just spend all day long talking to everyone that you love on this team if you're working full time. Like you have to focus on those business building things first. So like invites and hey girl messages and reaching out to those people, writing out your posts so that you have them proactively for the day before so you're not wasting tons of time doing that type of stuff. Those business building stuff for me, that came at night with unplugged times where like Wednesday nights, it's like, okay, I would go out with like girlfriends or whatever from Google, but then I would be back. And if I did that, then I was sacrificing something has to give. So time for sleeping would have to give then. So 9 p.m. to midnight or 1 a.m., then I'm doing all the stuff that I didn't get done. So absolutely, did it take time and did it take effort? Oh yeah, for sure. But you guys, honestly, I swear to you on my life that if you were to take away this business, take away the income, and even take away the friendships, which I think is honestly the best part about this business, the person that I am now, because of all of the doubt that I had to overcome during that season when I wondered if this was going to work out how I planned in my head, that made me such a better person that I would do all the work again and not even take the income. I swear to you. And like people don't believe that when I say that because of where we're at in this business. But you guys, I mean that. I really, really mean that. So look at it as an opportunity to grow yourself as a person. You're going to feel stressed out at times, but what are your new coping mechanisms that you get to develop that in turn you can show to other people? Like, I've taught my mom how to cope with stress because of what I've learned in this business. My mom, who is a recovering addict, like, that's an amazing gift to be able to give to someone, right? So I think if you think about the bigger picture, you're going to have to work. And what I did is I really focused. I was unplugged at work completely. I had to be, which meant on nights, one night I would take off. So Friday or Saturday night would be like a social night. But Saturday and Sunday mornings, I was doing Zoom calls with literally anyone in my downline that wanted to talk to me, any business builders. If you don't have business builders yet, guess what? Write out all your content ahead of time, right? Do those things that are proactive. Post on your challenge groups. Do that type of stuff, like send out friend requests or add new people on Instagram or whatever that looks like. How many hours a day when I was working full-time was I working on the business? I was probably working Monday through Thursday. I was probably working 5 hours a day on the business. And Fridays, I would normally not work that much at night. And I would just do like my hour in the morning and check into my groups at night. And then Saturday and Sunday mornings, I would do like 4 hours each. And Sunday nights, I worked like 5 hours. So hard to say. I don't know what that would add up into. So I worked this business. But remember, like, I also, 10 months after I decided that I was going to leave my corporate job, I left my corporate job. So was that worth it? Heck yeah, I would say so. And I still have the balance. That's where, like, you can still do things to get to your goals, but you have to be so dang strict about your own schedule of what's going to be fulfilling for you. And if your workouts, like, if you're not a morning workout person, this is my business builders that like have big goals in the business. I'm like, I get it. You're not a morning person, but dude, like, you got to become a morning person, because doing those workouts before work, it helps so much because it frees the time at night. Because, you know, like a 30-minute workout, we say it takes 30 minutes, but it's like 10 minutes of like putting my shoes on and like, I have to wait for Energize to kick in. And then it's like, I don't really want to do it. Like, then you have to pep talk yourself. It ends up taking a while. So that time you could do like in the morning without even thinking, because your brain is literally not even functioning. If you're just doing it first thing, you take your Energize, you check into your challenge groups, follow up with some messages, and then it's like, boom, hard stop. And having those hard stops was really, really helpful for me, where I would set timers, like, okay, I always made this fun for me. I'm like, all right, let's see how much I can get done in 12 minutes and 40 seconds. And I'm not even kidding. Like, this is how my brain works, where I would set something and be like, how many friend requests can I send out? Like, I made those little challenges in my own business, because if it's not fun for me, I literally will not do it, you guys. If you guys have done those color codes, I'm a yellow, and if yellow and red had a baby, that's me. Which means like visionary, but also like I have to have fun. So it has to be, and I'm not very organized or creative. So that was what worked for me.
That's so funny, because if I take that test, I'm like full on red for every single question except for 5, which are yellow.
So funny. Yeah, it's a good combo. It served me well. I like it.
It works well. I think there was one other question. Kat said, were you planning posts for the daytime while you were at work, or just post in the AM and PM when you were done?
I had something planned out the night before to post in the morning. So like I was the person who posted. Another thing that I always did, and I still do to this day, is I think about my target market, or my niche girl is the girl that's working a full-time corporate job and she's really crazy at work. So if she sees me like checking into my challenge groups all day long, she's not visualizing that she could actually do this, because she's like, wait, I would never be able to be a coach because you have to be available and checking into your challenge groups all day long. So I'm very aware of that. But I would have something pre-written for the Monday morning post. And unless something came to my brain that was better, then I would just save that other post. But I would have something written out so that I didn't have to worry about it. And then I wouldn't post during the day. I would just post in the morning and at night, because that just worked for my schedule. And of course, Saturdays and Sundays totally random. But Monday through Thursday, I'd post in the morning and at night. As proactive as you can be. And what I mapped out is more like what my topics were going to be too. So like, Kat, if you were to sit down and be like, okay, what are my 5 to 7 topic areas? I want to talk about workouts. I want to talk about, I don't know, whatever you want to talk about. And you map all of those things out. Then I would have Monday morning, something motivational. Monday night, something that Tina cooked just for dinner, because I don't cook. Tuesday morning, transformation for my challenge group. Tuesday night, like female empowerment, whatever it was. I would map those things out proactively, so I knew what I was going to talk about, so I didn't have to think about it. Because what you post is what you attract, but really, like, we all know this is a relationship business. So you have to, as many people as you help get what they want, your income is directly correlated to that. And your fulfillment, in my opinion. But yeah, so I don't know if that answers your, when you don't have something at 10 a.m. or right before. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So Kat, in your situation, she's saying she feels guilty if she doesn't have something planned out. And if you, okay, then I would tweak your schedule. I would tweak it so that like one of your things that you do is you proactively write something out, right? Based off of your personal development from that day or something to have it written out. But at the same time, do what is going to be fun and fulfilling for you. If you're so stressed out about a Facebook post, check yourself, girl, because you are so damn capable at doing this and you're such a dang good coach. And I actually know you, so I can say that you're a really good person. And you need to remember that you're going to build this business off of relationships. So if you're feeling stressed about a Facebook post, then change your schedule so that you can be more proactive to eliminate that stress. Because if you can take that stress and shelf it, then this gets more fun for you. And if you're having more fun, you're more excited, you're going to attract more people that are going to want to do this with you, right? So I would tweak what you're doing now if it's not working for you. I hope that sounded the way that I wanted to sound.
During the day, like, and I'm home all day. And there's times like, you know, where I'm like, I just don't have anything right now to post. And that's okay. Like if I only put 2 posts up today, because the 2 posts I'm going to put up are going to kick ass. But like when I was working a full-time job, I knew that like, I knew my schedule where I was like, and I, people in marketing or people who have the capabilities of checking social media when they're at their office or at their cubicle. I know exactly what I did on my lunch break. I looked at Facebook. I know that I looked at Facebook before I left the office when I was sitting there going, I've got like 15 minutes left and I don't want to start another project before I leave here. You know what I mean? So like, I would think about those times to post, but like everybody's posting times could be different based on what they're doing and whether you're like a parent or whether you're, whatever. So, and you just have to play with that too and then see what works for you and then plan that post around those times. But again, if you're too busy to like sit there, I'm the type of person who, like Ryan says this all the time. Very weirdly, I can like bust out a post in like 30 seconds. Like the post could be like this long and like in depth, and I'm just like picture done. He takes like an hour to put up a post like that. So like if you're the person who takes like an hour to put a post together, like you might want to check yourself in how you're posting, because it shouldn't be taking you that much time. But yeah, just don't worry about it as much. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be out there. But 2, do it ahead of time so that you're not wasting so much time during your business building hours.
Yeah. Or if you know you're going to be doing something, that's where you're proactive, right? Especially like, okay, I know that I'm going to be going to this event, so I'll post something or like I'll write something up in my phone so that I don't have to worry about it. Because I, for one, never my biggest thing is I don't want to be on my phone when I'm physically in front of people. So I'll have something written out and then I'll just go post it in the bathroom. I don't know why, it's just a weird quirky thing, but you can be proactive in this business, right? And still be real, because that's what's most important, right? Is that you're keeping it real.
Something that works for me too, and you guys, I don't know if you know this trick, but you know how like Facebook gives you the on this day thing? Freaking brilliant. You do not have to reinvent the wheel every day. Like look at your post from a year ago, and if you were a coach a year ago, then you can be like, oh, I posted this and that did really well, so boom, put that up again, because nobody's looking at your posts from a year ago. And if you weren't a coach a year ago and you see what's popping up, then talk about how your life has changed somehow since that post that you just read in your whatever from a year ago today. Like that's a great way to do it. Again, post about your social media, like your personal development, post about your workout, your morning commute, something you found on this day, and you've got 4 freaking posts right there.
So true.
Anyway, I don't want to keep you here all night. It's almost been an hour. You guys, Kacia rocks, right? Like so much, like so hard. She rocks so hard. When are we talking? Wednesday? We always talk Wednesday. But I'll talk to you tomorrow anyway. Thank you.
For having me. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you so much for your time. We love you.
Of course. Love you guys. Bye.
Listen, Ryan. I can't make it turn off. End meeting. There we go.